Okay, so we are looking at Google Docs right now. So what an add-on is, an add-on just adds a little bit more functionality to Google Docs itself. So it's kind of like, you know, when we add extensions to our Chrome browser, we can do a little bit more with that Chrome browser. It's the same idea with add-ons, but for Google Docs. So starting in Google Docs, to actually get to an add-on, I have a menu here at the top that says add-ons. And I have actually already added a few of these add-ons. So my menu will have a bit more. These are all the add-ons that I have right here. But you will say get more add-ons or get add-ons right here. So this get add-ons menu will bring up, it's sort of like a little store, but the nice thing about these add-ons is they're free. So you can add them, and then if you like it, you can keep it, and if you don't like it, you can get rid of it, and you haven't been out anything. So there's a couple add-ons that we can add here, but what I can look through is I can look through these add-ons, and then if I hover over it, it will bring up a little description of it, and I can actually click in, and it will show me, here's what this add-on will do. Sometimes it's a video. This one, for instance, is a video. It will show me a couple screenshots here and show me what it will do. Then the other thing I have is an overview and then some reviews. So the other thing that I like to look for is how many users are actually using that add-on. So you can see EasyBib is pretty popular. It's got 1 million users. Some of these down at the bottom here don't have quite as many, some like 2,000 users. So I like to look for the ones that have a lot of users and that will do what I need for them to do. So to add an add-on, I haven't added this Avery label merge yet, but I will go ahead and add that. So I click on it. Again, I've got this little overview of what the add-on will do for me. And then I click free up here. Most of them should say free. And then it will ask me to grant permission. So down here at the bottom, I'll just click allow. And now it has been added to my add-ons menu. So you'll see it has popped up here. And here's how I would actually use this Avery label merge. So I'm not going to use this one yet. I'm going to show you a few others that we can use that are really great, especially for our students. So let me get a new doc. So the first add-on that I'd like you is called EasyBib. So I'll actually go into the add-on store and show you a couple screenshots of EasyBib. So that's that first one that I pulled up. So this is really nice if I am writing a paper, my students are writing a paper. I always had a really tough time with writing a bibliography page. I could never get the formatting right. I didn't know it needed to be in quotes, all that. So this actually, you put in the source, either whether it be a book, a journal article, or a website, and it will actually generate the bibliography for you. And then it puts it all onto a page. So this is EasyBib. I have already put it onto my docs, so it won't have that free button anymore. It just says manage now. So now going into, I've got add-ons here, and I can go into EasyBib and manage my bibliography. So I currently don't have any information on here yet, but I can grab some information from a different website. Like, let's say, let me grab some information from the Journal and Courier. So let's say I'm going to write an article about Purdue football, which is not doing too well right now. But I'm going to write this article about Purdue football, and I'm just going to grab all this text. So I've got this text here about Purdue football. This is straight from the Journal Courier. And so now I want to be able to actually write a bibliography for this. So all that I need to do here is actually grab the URL at the top of this screen. And I can select website here, paste it in there, and then I'm going to select the style. I'm going to stick with MLA, but I've got all these different choices here of how I want to actually cite this. These two up here are probably the most popular, MLA and APA. Search. And it'll say, here are your search results. Is this what you were looking for? Purdue football, scouting, Nebraska. And I'm going to say select. And this is my bibliography. So I can either cancel this out, this is not what I want, or I can add it to my report, and now it has actually created this bibliography for me, and I can continue to go. So if I'm still writing that paper and I'm still adding in extra sources, I can just keep putting that information in, and then it's going to give me that nice bibliography. I know for some of our elementary school students, they may not be ready to be introduced to this yet, but I also know that a lot of people are going through grad school and have to write a lot of papers, like my husband, and this would be a really great resource because it just pulls it in really quickly for you. The next add-on that I'm going to talk about, so I'm actually going to get out of EasyBib. I'm going to get rid of that. The next add-on that I want to talk about is called Easy Accents. So this is if I'm going to be writing maybe in another language. I've got students that are writing a paper that's going to be typed out in German or in Spanish or something like that, and I'm looking for more characters that I'm not actually getting on my keyboard. So Easy Accents actually adds those characters in. So let me select that Easy Accents here. And so basically what this does is it just tells me, hey, select the language, and then once I select the language, it will give me a list of characters from that language. So I'm going to go with the easiest one and go with Spanish. And then when I select Spanish, it will give me all those extra characters that I'm not getting on my keyboard. So this is really great, and then all I have to do is click, and it drags it right into my document there. I'll make that a little bigger so everybody can see. And so those are really nice. It looks just like text. It works just like text. I can type all around it. So we are going to go through a few other add-ons that will be good for elementary school classrooms and teachers. Don't worry about that. We just wanted to do a few feature add-ons as well. The next add-on that I'm going to talk about is actually called GMath. This is really great when you're creating some math worksheets, math documents. I know I used to create papers and I would want a graph on there. And this actually allows me to create graphs as well. So I've got mathematical expressions that I can type in there. And if you use Microsoft Word at all and use Equation Editor to create even simple things like 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 4 plus 4, and so on, these mathematical expressions can be added in fairly easily here as well. A couple things that have been added here recently. I can do speech to math, which means that I can actually just talk to my computer and it will type out what I said, or I can use what's called latex. I can either use latex or I can just type in some of these functions. So fractions is really nice. I'm able to, I just click on that fraction down at the bottom, and then instead of A and B, maybe I want it to be 2/3. Maybe that's what I'm talking about with my students, and so I can insert that into my document. And now I've got this 2/3 in my document. So this is really easy. Another easy way to add some math things. There are some more complicated problems down here, but I've got inequalities here, being able to underline those inequality symbols. I've got times, I've got divided by, which I know is a big one for when we're learning some of those notations, all that. I can add in some symbols, some Greek symbols here as well. So all of this can be inserted through GMath. Another thing that's really nice, from GMath is create a graph. So I can actually type in a line or type in a function on this and create a graph or an inequality. So let me. So I can insert this graph into my document, and it's made a really nice graph for me, something that's a little easier than trying to find a graph of that, and then I can resize it to add it on to mine. Okay, the next one that I'm going to talk about is called Table of Contents. So Table of Contents is great for organizing, and this would be great for group work. So if we think about wanting to share out documents with our students and have them learn how to share, let's say that I've got a group of students, maybe 5 students, and I want them to all be working on this document together, but I want all of them to have their own section. So I'm going to ask some leading question, you know, how big do you think the ocean is? and then I'm going to add in the students' names, and they can all then look at each other's responses. So I'm going to add in students. Use my kids' names. And then a couple others. Oops. And so I've added my students in here. And then I'm going to give them their space to work. So Johnny's going to work in this space, Tyler's going to work in this space, and so on. And now I want to actually organize it. So when I go in and look at it as the teacher, I just want to be able to jump to each section of text. So what I can do is I can select table of contents here, and it will generate a table of contents based on those student names. Now what needs to happen with those student names will be headings. So you'll notice that I used, each of these was a heading, and that separated those names. So if they're going to be maybe inserting a picture, I want them to show me their favorite thing about Halloween. So I'll insert this one. Oops. So I'll insert it a few times so it kind of separates all of my students. So now each student is separated onto pages. So instead of me having to scroll through all these pages to see where that student is, I can actually just click their name on the side. So if I click on Kate, it will take me to her page right here and whatever picture she selected. So this is really great, just organization. If I've got maybe a list of students, I can also keep track of students that way as well. But again, the way to get this list to generate is to use headings here, and it will say heading numbers format as is. So if I then use headings and kind of indent things as well, it would maybe put Johnny and then an indentation of some text that he has added. So let me see. So you'll notice that that didn't show up on my list because that wasn't a heading. If I made it, let's say I made it heading 3 for him, then what happens is I can see his text right here on the side as well. Okay, so we had a question come up on the chat, what add-ons are speech recognized, and I'm just going to ask that you clarify a little bit. Are you asking for add-ons that will take speech to text, or add-ons that like you can talk to and they'll do something for you? Okay, so there is actually voice typing within Google Docs. This is not an add-on, but I am more than happy, since we're really the only two in this, I'm more than happy to talk about this. So this is actually voice to text, which is in the tools bar. So in the tools menu, there is voice typing. And so this would be similar to like if you have your phone and you don't want to type a text message, and you click the little microphone, you talk into your phone, and then it dictates to the computer what to, or to your phone what to write down. That's the exact same thing here. So this is actually automatically added on to all of your Google Docs and all that. So this is new as of maybe like a month ago. So this is voice typing here, and I can click to speak. I'm hoping that it will grab my sound. It may not work with me using any meeting, but we'll try. This is voice typing. Hopefully this is working right now. So that you can see, hopefully you guys heard that as well. Yeah, it's really great, pretty clear, you know, if our students are going to be using it. And again, this is automatically added on. They don't have to go get anything. So I suggest, you know, if you've got students that you think would benefit from this, have them play around with it a little bit. I think they'll find it pretty neat that they can actually just talk and it types for them. So thank you for asking that. That was a great question. I'm glad you guys got something out of that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is lucid charts. So the lucid charts here, actually you can make like Venn diagrams and that kind of stuff to add into your document. So I can click lucid chart diagrams and insert diagram. So this now gives me a list of all the things that I have already created in the lucid charts. So I'm going to show you one that I have already created. So I created this a few days ago. With this add-on, what will happen is you'll actually create it on a separate website and then it will pull it in for you. So a few steps that you don't have to worry about now is like creating on a different website, signing into the other website, downloading it, and then uploading it back into Docs. You will actually just click this create button here and it will take you out to that website, and then when you're finished, it will show up here on your diagrams. So I'm going to go to create, and I can create a new diagram. I'm not exactly sure why these pictures, some of these pictures are not showing up, but I'm just going to do a blank one here. And this is now taking me out to lucid charts. So I can create a new one. Let me just go ahead and open this old one that I have. And so all these boxes here on the side, I can add into this document and I can move them around. I can change the process. I can use this for like mind maps and stuff. It's pretty similar to like inspiration. It's maybe not as kid-friendly, but for all of you, you would be able to kind of navigate through this. I can add in text boxes. I can add in more shapes down here. This is where I got the Venn diagram bubbles as well. So those are pretty nice. They look really nice too as well. And then when I'm finished, I just finish my document. So let's say I'm going to add in this box here. I'm done with my document. Excuse me. And so now I still have this flowchart, or sorry, this Venn diagram within my Google Docs. So it's just another extra feature that you can add into Google Docs. What you'll notice as well is that this has now been updated. So I'm going to remove it. And now I'm going to insert it again. And that little box that I put in that I have added is now added into my picture. And eventually when this starts to add, there we go. So now I've got this extra box here as well.